Pēc izlozes Latvijas futbola līdzteji par tādu ņemamāko pretinieku uzskatīja Fēru Salu komandu ar diezgan sarežģītu nosaukumu, bet saīsinot 2 burti K un I, lielie burti. Bet paskatīsimies, vai būs tik vienkārši, jo šī komanda ir pārliecinoša līdervienība savas valsts čempionātā Fēru salās, un esmu uzaicinājis, teikšu tā, draugu Kasperu no Fēru salām, un viņš mums palīdzēs tikt skaidrībā, kas šī ir par komandu. Es redzu, ka viņi ļoti laba humora izjūta. Why are you so huge fan of Faroe Island football? Because I see you are very active on Twitter and putting messages every day, and it's cool stuff. And what is the motivation for you?
First of all, thank you. And but I don't know. It started with just writing in Danish, just because they Danish and Faroese they are connected. So just to get some attention from the Danish people, but after the win against Greece in 2015, then it totally exploded. So then I had to do English, but now it's just like a daily routine, and a routine that I really like. So yeah.
But you live in Denmark, or if
I live in Denmark. Yeah, in Denmark. Yeah. Okay,
I see. So the team's name is very, very hard if I try to say the whole name, KLAKSVÍKAR ÍTRÓTTARFELAG, something like that. Maybe you can pronounce better and to say how you call the team in shorter form.
I mean, they are just called KI, So yeah, that's also what we use every time here. KI. Yeah.
Okay, the first question about this team, I see that they are playing in the Conference League, which means they are not the champions of Faroe Islands, but this season they are very, very improved and are very strong and are in the table in the first position and by miles ahead of others. So what have changed during this, I don't know, half a year?
Well, honestly, I think that obviously they bought in a few players both before this season, but also before the last season. So I think it's connected pretty well now. Defensively, they have improved incredibly. Only 4 goals let in 13 games. Start from the defense, and then they have built themselves a good team.
But it's like improving step by step, or maybe coach changed something very, very sharply. And was it a surprise for Faroe Island football fans that this team KI improved so fastly and rapidly in short terms, and then have now been dominating in champions?
Yeah, they won the championship 2 years ago in 2019. But before that, they were the Liverpool of our country. They were close, but not getting it. I think it was about 20 years since the last championship. But since they won it, and since they got so far in Europe, last season, then they have really both money-wise, obviously, but also squad and depth-wise, really improved. And yeah, I think it's both the combination with a good coach and with a tiny new system that's allowed some of the key players more freedom and just some structure really on the defensive part as well.
Tell more about this club, KI. Are they fully professional? As I see in the squad, there are some guys from national team of Faroe Islands, which we have problems for Latvia in the draws with your team. So we know that it should be competitive team. But in a regular time, I don't know, in a daytime, are they work for professional footballers, or have they jobs or something like that?
Yeah, a few of them are professional, but mainly they are semi-professional. So yeah, but the whole structure of this club has become so much more professional. They have also added an academy coach and even more people around the first team, like both physios even more, and like more trainers. So I think that has also helped improve the culture and the whole system within the club, that it's become way more professional than it has been here. Yeah.
Can you mention some leaders of the team? So you can mention surnames or their positions. What are the strongest positions in this team? Maybe good strikers or very good defensive line. How would you describe the team?
Yeah, I think the middle of the team is so good. Starting with the two center backs, they are also international, Otmar Fēru and Heini Watzendal. And then we go to the young captain, Jakub Andresen. Yeah, and then obviously Johannes Barchalio, who's the main man, so to say, on the wing. And then they have just added a striker, Bob, from a Norwegian team, and he's proved to be a solid player. So I think the middle of the team is so solid and so fundamentally strong. So yeah.
When I watch on the results of KI, I sometimes see that they have wins like 9-0, 8-0, and the question is, of course, this means that they are a strong team, but is this competitiveness low in league? Maybe they lack the competitive games, and it could be a problem in Eurocups that they are not used to play against like similar teams.
Yeah, I think, first of all, the league is divided into like the top five, the top five and the bottom five, and that's a huge gap between those, unfortunately. And then if they want to play like a really competitive, then it's mainly against HB Tórshavn, the defending champions. So I mean, yeah, it can be a problem, but I think the main problem will be that they have had a bit summer break and need to not get back in shape, but get back in playing shape and stuff. So that, I think that would be the main problem.
If KI would play in the Danish Super League, would they in the last position, or could be they a little bit competitive in this league?
I think compared, then I would rate them as being in top 3 in the second best division. Yeah, that would be my comparison.
Tell us a little bit more about Eurocup competition last year when KI got some opponents and take some wins, of course, but against Slovan it was like a COVID thing, but also we remember this 6-1 huge win, and tell about this more.
Yeah. Last year, unfortunately, they weren't allowed to play at their normal home field, so they played at the national team stadium. So, but I mean, that was just a massive game against I think they were the champions of Georgia, at least a good side, and totally unexpected that that they won. And yeah, with 6-1, that was incredible to say the least. And when they got back home, they also had, flares and pyrotechnic in the whole street of KLAKSVÍK. So that was an amazing moment, both for them, but also for Faroese football in general. Super proud, and then obviously just missed out with the loss against Dundalk in Ireland, but super proud of their performance and the run, also against young boys in Switzerland. That was the Champions League path before they went down to Europe League. They only lost 3-1, if I remember correctly, and were in the game for a long period of the time. So that was such a huge run they had. Yeah.
Do you know approximately what is the budget of KI, or it's like not public information?
No, but the only thing I know is that they are on another level. Let's say that compared to Faroese teams, then they are just above on another level. Yeah.
So if you are starting 11 player for this team, you can also just play football, and you don't need to work somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, for quite a few of them, it's like that, and they also tend to sign some of the rivals' good players. So like a Bayern Munich in Germany to compare.
You already said about local championships that there are top 5 teams and lower 5 teams. But describe overly Faroe Island championship, for example, from a media point of view. Are all matches, for example, on TV, and how many, I don't know, interviews or media interest, and how many football fans, or probably we think that in Faroe Islands everyone is interested about football because you have many leagues in such a small place, and so. Describe overly this atmosphere in Faroe Island, the football, and the level of the football.
Yeah, as said, the top 5 and bottom 5. So when they compete, then perhaps it's not the most interesting games that will be played, but when it's like top 5 teams against each other, then it's so competitive, and really quite a lot of people are turning out. That and the same with the bottom 5, really, also because they have like an official championship with the best of the rest. The one that goes 6th will be crowned. That's nothing official, obviously, but yeah, and you can watch every game on stream, and if you have the TV package from the Faroese, then you can also watch it there. So yeah, every game is broadcasted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And did you hear something about these games against Latvian side, RFS? Probably some expectations or quotes, or I don't know, some extra things.
Yeah. Yeah, they've talked a bit about it, and I mean they were not that excited with the draw. They wanted some other teams, preferably also because they're pretty good this season, right? Riga. So I think it will be a good clash, but obviously they have so much confidence, so they see themselves as favorites, but they still see it as a very, very tight game and very competitive. So a lot of respect for the Riga side, and especially in Riga, that could turn out to be pretty huge. Yeah.
One fact for you that KI played their first Eurocup games in 1992 against Latvian side Skonto. So their first competitive game in Eurocup was also against Latvian side. Probably you weren't born at the time, but
no.
and then 3-1 and 3-0. Skonto, our team won. It's 6-1 in aggregate, but I think that this time it could be and should be much more equal, because as I see and as we talked, your team pretty impressive in local. So
yeah.
What are your personal expectations also?
I think KI will go through, but I think it will be a 1-goal decider overall. I think it would be huge to get an away goal, especially because they are so good defensively on the artificial turf. Do the Latvian side play on normal grass?
On grass.
No.
On grass. They play on grass.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully nick a goal or two in Latvia, and then just not park the bus, but keep close.
Yes, because I think also if it's a draw in Latvia or something like that, it's for our side it will be very hard. So our team RFS needs to make result in first game at home. Okay, Kasper, let's the strongest win, and let's see those games, and maybe we talk later about those two.
Yeah,
legs.
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much for talking.
Thank you.